Hi everyone, my name is Krutin and today we're going to be reading The Blue Jackal. Now this story was one that my cousin read to me every night when I was in 1st and 2nd grade, and it is a story that I have loved ever since then, so hopefully I'll get to share some of that with you. The story centers around the life of animals and how simple misconception led to large problems. Let's begin. Once, a jackal was roaming about in search of food. It was an unlucky day for him. He could not get anything to eat. Tired and hungry, he walked on and on until he strayed into a city. He knew it was not safe for a jackal to walk about in a city. He was so hungry that he had to take the risk. "I must find food," he said, "but I hope I won't be attacked by men or dogs." Suddenly, he heard dogs barking. He was afraid they would soon be after him. He broke into a run. The dogs saw him and ran after him. The jackal ran faster and faster to get away from the dogs. They were close behind him. In despair, the jackal ran into a house. It belonged to a dyer. In the yard was a large tub filled with blue dye. The jackal fell in it. The dogs could not find the jackal, so they went away. The jackal stayed in the tub until he was sure the dogs had gone away. Then he crawled out. He was surprised to find that he'd become blue all over. He did not know what to do, so he hurried back to the jungle. All of the animals who saw him ran away in fear. They had never seen an animal of that color. The jackal realized that they were afraid of him. He was quick to think of a plan to take advantage of their fear. "Why do you run away?" he cried. "Come back and listen to me." The animals stopped running. They stood at a distance and looked at him. They were still afraid to go near him. "Come, all of you," cried the jackal. "Call your friends too. I have something important to tell you." One by one, the animals went near the jackal. Tigers, elephants, monkeys, rabbits, deer, and many others. They stood around him. "You need not be afraid of me," said the jackal. "You are safe. God has sent me here to be your king. I shall protect you." The animals believed what he said. "Your Majesty," they said, bowing low, "we accept you as our king. We thank God for sending you to us. Please tell us what to do." "You are to look after your king well," said the jackal. "You're to provide him with all the food he needs." "Certainly, your Majesty," the animals promised. "We shall do everything for our king's comfort. What more can we do for you?" "You must always be loyal to your king," the jackal replied. "Then the king will protect you from your enemies." The animals were satisfied. From them on, they sent the jackal all kinds of delicious food and looked after him well. The jackal lived like a king. Every day, the animals went to him with their problems. The king listened to them and told them what to do. One day, as the king sat in his court, a noise was heard in the distance. It was the howling of a pack of jackals. He had not heard the voice of jackals for a long time. He felt happy, and his eyes filled with tears of joy. Forgetting he was king, the blue jackal lifted up his head and howled. Immediately, the animals knew who he really was, just a jackal. He had been cheating them all along. They were so angry that they rushed at him to tear him to pieces. The jackal was already on the run. The end. So 2 questions I'd like you to consider are, first, do you think it was okay for the jackal to deceive the other animals? Why or why not? Second, why do you think the animals ran from the blue animal? Thank you.